Yo, I get a lot of people asking me about advice on enrolling in CDL school. Can I get them any tips or any kind of advice on the decision they're thinking about doing? My first advice, before you even enroll in anybody's CDL school, make sure you do your research on the life of being a truck driver and what it entails. You know, the time away from home, constantly in your truck, driving constantly 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. Make sure that life is a good fit for yourself and your family, because you're not the only one going to have to sacrifice. Your family going to have to sacrifice, with you being gone and everything. Once you made the decision that being a truck driver is a good fit and you want to pursue that, now when it comes to selecting a CDL school, get online, get into like group chats online. Don't just call the CDL school and ask them, hey, are you guys a good school? Because guess what they're going to say? Yeah, we're the best. You feel me? You want to get in the reviews, read the reviews of former students, get in the chats, talk to former students, ask them how their experience was with said CDL school, instructor to student ratio, how engaged were the instructors, how knowledgeable were the instructors with their training to help make you make the best decision on what school to attend, because you want to try to ensure you pass on your first time, your first attempt at the test. Once you are in that CDL school, be a sponge, be a student all day, every day that you're in class. Like I tell my students, you don't just learn when you're behind the wheel, actually practicing a maneuver. You also learn when your classmate is behind the wheel and you following your instructor, listening to what they're telling your classmate. That way, when you see your classmate in a particular predicament, when you get in the truck and you get in a similar predicament, you have an idea and a better understanding on how to fix that predicament, and you get a deeper understanding of what your instructor is actually explaining to you, because you're not in the hot seat, as you would say. So be a student the whole time you're in class. When you're not in the truck, don't just be off to the side on your phone scrolling. Pay attention to what's going on. Also, when you're in class, listen to your instructor. I know we all got friends, cousins, uncles, whatever, who drive trucks. But those people drive trucks for a living. They're not preparing you to pass a CDL exam. You have to drive and handle that truck a particular way to pass a CDL exam. So you're paying the school all this money and giving them all your time to train you. Don't come to class talking about, my cousin said this. Listen to what your instructor said. You feel me? Listen to what your instructor says. Make them work. Don't ever sit in class wondering about anything. If you got a question or you're unsure about something, ask the question. Don't just sit there and assume. Don't just sit there and wonder. Ask the question. You feel me? Even though it might seem like a silly question, ask the question anyway, just so you can have clarity. Somebody else might not even be as brave as you, and they probably was wondering the same thing, but you asked the question, and you didn't just help yourself out. Now you help them out. Be on time to class. Is a whole class of students, right? CDL can't stop just for you, just because you're late or you miss a day. It's hard or nearly impossible to go back and redo something, because that means a whole class of people got to go back and redo something because you were late or because you were absent. So when you decide to go to CDL school, cut out that moment in your life so you could dedicate time to go to CDL school. You feel me? When it comes to learning your pre-trip, I know a lot of people are they are very intimidated by the pre-trip, learning all the parts and what you're checking it for. Write it down. Record yourself like audio and then listen to it, and then compare your audio on how your school's video sound. Are you doing pre-trip? Make it sound similar. Learning pre-trip is similar to a movie actor learning his lines for a movie. You rehearse it, you go over it over and over. And don't just learn the words to the pre-trip. Try to get a real understanding of why you're inspecting what you're inspecting, and it'll help you remember to inspect it, I promise you. Like, why do you have to do an LAB check? Understand what that is, and it'll help you remember to inspect it, I promise you. Also, sometimes you forget your flow of what you're supposed to check next. Bring gloves. Get in the habit of, when you're learning your pre-trip, touching the truck. So sometimes you have a mental fart, a brain fart, and you forget what you're supposed to say next, where you're supposed to go next. But your hands are walking all over that truck. So even if your brain might forget, your hands will be like, hey, after we go here, we usually go here, and then you get your flow better. And don't get too frustrated. I know being frustrated is normal, but take a deep breath. You're trying to learn something that you never learned before, so it's not gonna come like that. If you do get frustrated, woo-saw, walk away, and then come back and let's do it again. Like, let's do it again. Trust the process and relax and have fun with it, you know? But I'm gonna end this video right now because it's getting a little too long. I'll come back with a part 2.